Hello, my lovely knitters, my lovely friends. Very nice to see you again, and thank you for staying with me, though I was away for so long. I feel like I have to explain why I wasn't filming, and there's no particular reason for that. I was, as usual, busy at work, working in my garden here, working in my garden outside. Nothing special happened, though we have here in front of me a huge kitchen renovation. We have no furniture, we have nothing. It's horrible when it comes to cooking, but that has nothing to do with the knitting. The reality is that I realized that I have so many garments and I don't need any more, though I have so much yarn left, sweater quantities, and I don't need any more sweaters. Some of them, the ones I have, are 8 years old, but they look like new because I don't wear them so often and I like them and I want to wear them. So what's the point in knitting some more? So in this aspect, I got kind of a knitting depression when you realize you can't use so many sweaters in your life. So then I lost a bit of motivation to film, though I was always thinking, oh, that would be a nice piece for my channel, that would be a nice, like, bit of vlog, but I never filmed. And now I decided that it's enough. I still want to chat with you. I like your comments. They always make me smile. You're the loveliest team here. So how did I get of this situation? I decided that, okay, I want to knit. I don't need sweaters. What can I knit that is useful? And I decided that I will knit socks because I have a lot of sock yarn for Ukrainian soldiers. They need socks, they use a lot of them, I guess. And that's a good way to put some meaning into my knitting, and it's not useless. That kind of switched me from being like hopeless looking at this piles of yarn that I have to being productive again and finding some meaning in my knitting. And that helped me a lot. So here in a box, I have a pile of socks. And I think that I will not show you all of them at the same time, maybe in a couple or 2 or 3 videos. So it's not so boring. So I will show a bit of everything. I also knitted several sweaters, to be honest, 2 for my friends and 2 for myself. Today I will show you 1 or 2 that I knitted for myself, and then I will show you some works in progress and the yarn that I bought. Maybe I will make very short videos so I could they're not too long and too boring, so we will see how it goes, okay? Let's start looking at the socks. This is size 44-45. I understood that I like knitting big socks, like the biggest sizes. For this pair, I used Saki yarn. This is the yarn for socks. I think you can get it only in Norway. And we have the site Adlibris. So, and I think this is made specially for Adlibris. What does it say? It says produced for Adlibris, made in Turkey. So a lot of yarn is made in Turkey now. Okay, so the gray is this, and the stripes, I used this yarn, and that is Drop Fiesta, relatively new type of yarn in Drops collection. I don't know actually how it wears. I I don't know actually how it wears, but the colors are very nice, and I wanted to try, and I have quite a lot of it. So I decided that men also need a bit of pink extravaganza. So this is. Then I knitted, I don't know if I'm knitted in the right order, I'm just taking from the pile and showing. This is size 41, 43. And you know, we all have our particular style of knitting. And in the sock knitting, it is the same. Some people, like Crazy Sock Lady, has her own style. Some like one type of heel, others like lace socks or just knit plain stockinette. I think I found my own style, and this is this pattern. I love the clean, neat look it gives. And I have yarns, the self-striping yarns, like not nice stripes, but just a random mix of colors, you know. Very often I don't like how it looks in the sock when you knit it. But when you kind of dilute with another color and use this pattern, it just transforms absolutely. So this is my pattern, this is my style. Though it's not my pattern, the pattern I created, but I love using it, and I think it reflects my understanding of the beautiful socks. Here is another pair, size 44, 45. And I used black yarn 3x1 ribbing, my favorite heel, and the colorful yarn is also socky yarn. So it looks like this. This is, of course, the leftover, but on a dark base, it becomes so bright and vivid. I really like it. And though I did not try to stripe it or to find the right to make them matching, they turned out to be nearly identical. Oh, by the way, I didn't say it is 200 meters per 100 gram. So it means 50 gram has 100 meters. And the needles recommended are 4.5. But I knit socks on 2.25, and I don't find it too tight or too thick. Not too stiff, though it seems that the needles are too thin. But I like that they have their own like consistency or texture or like sturdiness, and it looks like proper winter socks. I also have some smaller sizes, and this is size 42, 43. I used socky yarn, so I mainly used socky yarn and Drops Fiesta yarn for mixing. The same pattern. Here I used 1x1 ribbing because I think it looks so much nicer for ladies, like more feminine. For the heel I used the dark color, and the dark color is Drops Fiesta. They have like black stone washed, so it's like gray, and Yes, and the toes are also beige, like the cuffs. Okay, I will show one more and I will leave some for later. And this is also 39-40 women's size. I used white and light blue, that is Drops Fiesta. Yeah, I've knitted so many socks using this pattern, and I knit and enjoy and say, oh, how beautiful it is, how clean, it's such a clean look. I just love it. So I still have some, but I will show you next time. And now let's go to the sweater that I knitted. You've seen this sweater in a bit earlier, pied de pull, all over color work. And I will remind that for this I was using lanolin wool. It is 100 meters per 50 gram. It's dry. I wouldn't say that it's rustic. I would say that it's softer than Peer Gynt. And when I added a strand of mohair, it turned out to be very soft and squishy and very nice yarn. So let me bring the sweater. So here is the sweater. You can see that it has the shoulder slopes, and they are quite, like the slope is quite steep. It has dropped shoulder. So and I was about here when I last showed you the sweater, so I had to knit the top parts, and to make the neckline I did 1 by 1 ribbing and tubular bind off. And before, how I was making it, and with a crochet hook I went around the neckline, and then I picked up one of the stitch has like 2 sides, 2 legs, so I picked the one that is closer to the outside, and then I knitted 1 by 1 ribbing. But the sleeves I was afraid to start. I didn't want to start. I hate knitting color work on a very small circumference. I really respect people who knit socks using color work technique. So I decided to knit 2 pattern repeats every day, and only then I could start knitting something else. So in this way I tricked myself. And finished. I haven't washed it. So for this I used for this sweater I used the lanolin wool, as I told you, and the color is 1422. 1422. It's like dark beigey. And I also used pink, that is pink with a grayish undertone. And for more here, I used Filcolana tilia. I have a fly in the room. Can you hear it? Ay, 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 ay. Summer joys, right? Flies and all the insects in your house. Ah, by the way, yesterday my cat brought a dead mouse and she was so proud. We had to take it outside. And for the pink, I got, it's like baby pink, but this was the closest color I could find in Tillier collection. And it gave a very nice pink, not baby pink. I have a bit of yarn left, so I have around 2 balls of this beige and maybe a ball and a half of the pink. And having in mind that I have some yarn left from my previous knitting, I knitted a sweater using these colors. So I have a ball of and a bit left of dark, like wet asphalt, and darker gray. That's quite a lot. And sweater quantity of light gray. So I can make some color work sweater for someone, I guess. It would be nice to have it for me, but who knows. So it's thick. It's thick because yarn is thick and it's all over color work, so it will be nice winter garment. So this is one of the sweaters that I knitted for myself. I have to wash it, and now I will show you what I'm working on. I am knitting 3 or 4 pairs of socks and a little project, a big project bag, but like it's a little project. So now I will show you only 1 pair of socks and my project bag. So a pair of sock, one of many socks that I'm knitting, is size 41, 43, I guess. My pattern, my style, my heel, everything I love. Ribbing 3x1. It's dark blue color and it's also socky yarn. And the colorful part is Drops Fiesta, this color, very nice. I used it for knitting some women's size socks and I had leftovers. And I knitted this sock and I still have this much left from each sock. I usually knit 2 socks at a time, so I knit the cuff, right? The heel, and it makes my tension stay the same on both socks. And by the way, this pattern is so easy to count. So you just count how many colorful stitches you have, and it's so easy. So for example, for size 41, 43, I know that I have to make, so look, 20, 40, 47, and then I knit 3 rounds in dark color, and then I start making decreases. So now I've reached to decrease making. So it will take me today like 20 minutes and I'm done with the socks. So the socks, and I was going through my summer yarn stash and found this piece. This is the lining for the project bag. It is a very beautiful lining. I think I got it when I was showing how to make the project bag and how to sew the lining and how to sew it in. But it was quite big and I didn't need the big one. Yes, and I also showed how to sew in the zipper. And the lining and how to sew it on the knitted fabric. And I decided that I need to make the project bag using my leftover yarns. As I knit quite often using ash rose, so I had different leftovers. I found 4 balls of this ash rose. This is Dala Garn Ull Superwash or something like that. It's 160 or 175 meters per 50 gram ball. And I had different balls of ash rose. I had one darker one, but now I ran out of it. And I'm knitting using helical knitting, alternating first the darker with this one, and now I'm alternating these two. You can see that the darker colors went up to here, and then I started knitting using these, and I could see that it's a very clear line where I changed the mode here. So I decided to add like 3 bubble repeats and then start knitting, continue knitting, so it goes like 1 lighter stripe, 1 dark stripe, and then goes the same color again, as if it's blind. That's a very popular bubble pattern, and it's knitted like this. So the first round you purl, and then you knit 3 stitches into one, and you purl, knit, purl into 1 stitch to make 3 stitches. Right? So what you do is, you can see that there are 3 stitches knitted out of 1. So you knit it together, and here's 1 stitch, right, coming from the bubble. And here you make knit, purl, knit. Or purl, knit, purl. Wait, let me check. No, you knit, purl, knit, purl. Yes, purl, knit, purl, and knit 3, knit 1 out of 3, like this. And again, the next round you purl, so there are bumps, and you repeat the pattern where you had 3 knitted out of 1, you knit all 3, and out of 1 you knit out 3. Was it clear? I I don't know. So it's a tiny bit smaller than my project bag, just 1 centimeter, maybe 2. Like this. But after washing, it will stretch, and I don't want it to be too big, because once I had like a much smaller lining and a bigger outside part, and they kind of, this bag inside dangled separately from the outside part, and I want them to be as one unit. So I knit this in the evening in my bed, and I keep other projects here on my sofa for my daytime knitting. Did I buy any yarn? Yes, a lot. I don't know where to start. Let me bring something. Here is only one part of my acquisitions. Here's only one part of my acquisition. So this is the sweater quantity. And I bought this yarn in a shop where people bring their good quality things they don't need. And there are shop assistants that help them sell, and they get a little percentage out of the sales. So this is La Nagata Camel here. It has 60 merino extra fine and 40% camel. It's very soft, and it's taupe beige color. So I got sweater quantity. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 9 or 10 balls for 25 euros. And I checked that it's one ball is about 9 to 10 euros, around 9, 10 euros. So now I paid for one ball 2.5 euro. And it's all new. All balls have labels. They're brand new. I tried to knit from one, so this has no label. Yeah, 9 balls. And then I went to my favorite yarn store. That is very big, and they always have something on sale. And they decided not to carry Raumo Garn Plume mohair anymore, and they were selling everything on 50% off, just to get rid of this yarn. So there I bought 2, 4, 6 balls. I bought 6 balls of this color. This is color 030. You can see that they're very close for my future sweater. So this was a real bargain. This was 50% off. This was like 80% off. And they made a perfect match. Okay. And there's another bag. And I can see that it's also from my favorite yarn store that is in another town. It's called Hughes Fleet store. And here I bought, it looks much more than that. Okay. They were selling for some funny prices. Concept by Kata Alpaca Silver. When I came, there wasn't much yarn left. Not it's 73. It's 73 alpaca, 20 polyamide, and 7 polyester. Maybe this shiny little thing that you may see. So I decided that I can use it for knitting a striped sweater. I bought, let me check. I bought 2 blue, 2 light beige, and 3 gray. I don't know if I will add a strand of mohair for better wearing, because it is, can you see how fuzzy, like, this is the yarn that looks like felted a bit from washing in the hot water, too hot. And I think I will add a strand of mohair to make it have a cleaner, neater look. Then I bought some thick sock yarn. This is Dahlia Garn Aventurely Garn. This is thick yarn. This is 150 meters per 100 grams. So I bought 2 light gray, 1 green khaki color, and 1 very soft peach, light blue, beige, and some light purple lavender, light lavender maybe, colored yarn. So this was also on a big sale. So I love this shop because it always has sales. And what I bought. I bought 3 balls of Rauma Plum that was also on 50% discount, maybe to go with this or to use for something else, because that's not enough for the whole sweater, but it's enough for something. And I also bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of this fuchsia pink, because I think I have some fuchsia pink yarn, so I could add. And for this price, I couldn't let it stay. I also knit some bright mittens, and I always add a strand of mohair, so I will use it up definitely. To find cheap good mohair is always good. You all know that mohair now is like it's like buying a part for the plane. It's so expensive. So that was it. Now it's time to tidy. Can you see the mess here as well? I was preparing. Look. The reality of a knitter's life. It looks just nice in the picture, but in fact, it's so much mess. Okay, I'm very happy that I filmed this video. It really made my day. please say hi to me, leave me a comment. I want to hear you back. I really missed you, and let's keep in touch, especially me. But I will try. Now summer is coming, I will have more time, and I'm planning to be a good girl and film regularly. Okay? Thanks for watching, and see you very soon, because I'm going to film another episode about what wasn't included in this video. Bye.